Goodbye high creatinine. 4 morning drinks seniors must have, and 6 you should never touch. Your blood creatinine levels came back high, so you made the switch. You swapped the sugary sodas for diet versions, or traded your usual juice for something that promised to be all natural. It was a smart choice. But if your levels are still not improving, you're not imagining things. And this is precisely the paradox we need to address. Because the latest science shows that for kidney health, the label on the bottle is far less important than the metabolic processes it triggers in your body. So we have to ask, what's your go-to healthy morning drink? Let's drop a comment below. Your insights help build a community where we all learn from each other's experiences. In this video, we're going to expose the 6 biggest morning beverage myths and replace them with 4 science-backed truths. But you will want to watch to the very end, because we'll not only crown the #1 drink for kidney protection, we'll also reveal the #1 healthy option that may be limiting your progress toward reducing creatinine levels. Just so you know, everything in this video is grounded in peer-reviewed research, completely free from marketing bias or miracle cure claims. We've sifted through the science so you can make smart, informed decisions about your health. 6 worst morning drinks for high creatinine. 6. Diet soda. We begin with culprit number 6. Diet soda. No sugar? It must be the safer choice for seniors with high creatinine. It's the logical thought process many of us have. But a wave of high-quality research is telling a shockingly different story. The hidden mechanism isn't the calories, it's the chemistry. Science now shows that artificial sweeteners act as disruptors in the delicate ecosystem of your gut. They can throw the balance of a good bacteria off kilter, weakening your intestinal wall. This allows inflammatory compounds to pass through the intestinal barrier into circulation, putting your kidneys under a state of chronic, low-grade stress. Exactly what seniors with elevated creatinine need to avoid. And the numbers are sobering. In a 2016 landmark study published in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology, researchers followed over 15,000 people for 2 decades. They found that compared to people drinking less than 1 glass of diet soda per week, those consuming 1 to 4, 5 to 7, and more than 7 glasses per week increased the risk of end-stage kidney failure, or ESRD for short, by 8%, 33%, and 83% respectively. More concerning, for each extra glass of diet soda consumed per day, the risk of ESRD increased by 29%. And this isn't a fluke. A more recent 2024 study of more than 127,000 adults, published in JAMA Network Open, confirmed that consuming more than 1 artificially sweetened drink per day was associated with increased risk of developing chronic kidney disease, or CKD for short. This is why the diet label can be so misleading. It completely ignores the chemical story unfolding inside. For optimal kidney health in those with already high creatinine, it's best to leave these drinks on the shelf. 5. Orange juice. From a sugar content perspective, orange juice and soda are surprisingly similar. That glass of store-bought juice is hiding the same 23 grams of sugar as the soda, just in a more convincing nutritional disguise. Also, the juicing process removes most of the fruit's protective fiber. This unleashes a flood of sugar that hits your system instantly, causing your blood to become thick and syrupy, and forcing your heart and kidneys to work overtime. That sugar flood also overwhelms your liver, which has no choice but to convert the excess into fat. Here's the crucial point most seniors miss. It's not dietary fat that makes us fat, it's excess sugar. And for those with high creatinine, which often indicate late-stage kidney disease, there's a hidden strike. A single small glass of orange juice can pack 300 to 400 milligrams of potassium or more. While potassium is essential for healthy individuals, this concentrated dose can trigger dangerous hyperkalemia, or high blood potassium, in those with high creatinine. It's a perfect storm: sugar overload, fat production, and mineral imbalance, all from one glass of orange juice. The solution for those managing creatinine, however, is beautifully simple. It all comes down to the fiber you're trading away. A single orange contains about 3 grams of that protective fiber. The juice? Less than half a gram. The answer isn't to find a better store-bought juice. It's to go back to the fruit itself and trust nature's original protective design. And hey, if this feels helpful so far, let us know you're out there by tapping that like button. It tells us to keep making content just like this. 4. Store-bought lemonade. It seems like such a simple pleasure for seniors. A little sugar, a little water, maybe a splash of lemon. How much harm could it really do to creatinine levels? The answer, according to science, lies in a hidden chemical reaction, a process that turns your own liver into a tiny factory for a damaging compound. Here's how it works. The fructose in that sweet drink forces your liver to produce a byproduct called uric acid. A typical 12-ounce glass of lemonade contains about 15 to 20 grams of fructose. That's roughly equivalent to eating 4 to 5 teaspoons of pure fructose. And note that fructose is the only carbohydrate that generates uric acid during its metabolism. Glucose, starch, and other sugars don't trigger this harmful pathway. And this isn't just harmless waste. It's an active agent of inflammation and damage, directly targeting the delicate blood vessels inside your kidneys. And the real-world consequences of this hidden process are now being measured. A 2024 large-scale study published in Frontiers in Nutrition, following nearly 192,000 UK adults for over 10 years, found that consuming just one sugar-sweetened beverage per day increases the risk of developing CKD by 45%. In another 2019 study that followed 885 people over nearly 8 years, they found that higher uric acid levels were linked to an increased risk of kidney failure in those with compromised kidney function. This same uric acid pathway is also a key driver behind the metabolic issues, like obesity and type 2 diabetes, that circle back to put even more stress on the kidneys. But this is a cycle seniors can break to protect their creatinine levels. The first step is knowledge, becoming a detective and spotting the added sugars on any label. The second, and most powerful step, is taking back control by creating your own refreshing, truly healthy drinks right at home. 3. Energy drinks. Our next culprit promises energy and focus in a can, something many seniors might reach for when feeling fatigued. In fact, there is limited research supporting these claims. But the science asks a critical question. What is the biological price for that artificial boost? For the kidneys, that price can be dangerously high. A sudden, overwhelming condition known as acute kidney injury, or AKI for short. It's a perfect storm of ingredients, particularly dangerous for seniors with already elevated creatinine. A typical 16-ounce energy drink contains 150 to 300 milligrams of caffeine, equivalent to 2 to 3 cups of coffee consumed instantly, plus significant amounts of phosphate additives. The extreme dose of caffeine can constrict blood vessels and drain the body of water. At the same time, an immense sugar load unleashes an inflammatory flood. This combination creates a volatile environment of dehydration, high blood pressure, and inflammation that can simply overwhelm kidney function. And this isn't just a theoretical risk. Between 2004 and 2012, the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, received 166 reports of adverse events linked to energy drink consumption, including 18 deaths. This is why the choice isn't about moderation. It's about making a smarter trade. Instead of a volatile chemical storm, opt for the clean, steady energy of a simple black coffee. It's a smarter trade for your energy, and a vital one for your kidney health. 2. Cow's milk. For generations, we've known it as a bedrock of good health. Milk builds strong bones. But for anyone with creatinine and kidney concerns, that bedrock belief is tragically flawed. Here's the hidden biological trade-off. Your body works like a bank, constantly balancing calcium and phosphorus, A single cup of milk contains approximately 250 milligrams of phosphorus, nearly 25% of the daily recommended intake for healthy adults. When a high dose of easily absorbed phosphorus from dairy arrives, your compromised kidneys can't clear it. To restore balance, your body is forced to make an emergency withdrawal, pulling calcium directly from your bones. And the biological math is brutally simple. Dairy has a high phosphorus load from itself and commercial additives. That phosphorus is highly absorbed. High load plus high absorption creates a constant debt against your skeletal strength, which is particularly concerning for seniors. But the concerns with cow's milk don't stop at phosphorus. The presence of hormones in milk has been discussed for decades. Recently, evidence suggests that hormones in dairy products, such as estrogens and insulin like growth factor 1, may contribute to the development of breast, prostate, and endometrial cancers. So here is the two-step strategy to protect your foundation. First, consider moderating dairy intake to about 1/2 to 1 cup daily, depending on your individual kidney function. This includes milk and coffee and cereal. For those with advanced kidney disease, stricter limits may be necessary, so consult your healthcare provider. Second, make a smarter swap. Look for simple plant-based options. Your body absorbs less phosphorus from plants due to their phytate content. If possible, choose those milk that have not had phosphorus added. Curious about the science behind it all? We've linked the studies that support everything we've shared. You'll find them down in the description box. 1. Commercial coffees and teas. Quick question: which has more sugar, a glazed donut, or that fancy frozen coffee from your favorite cafe? It's not even close. That single large coffee can pack the sugar equivalent of 6 to 7 glazed donuts, over 60 grams in 1 cup. That is more than double the American Heart Association's recommended daily limit of 36 grams for men. But sugar is just the most obvious threat for those concerned about creatinine. These drinks launch a three-pronged attack. Besides sugar, the immense calorie load, sometimes nearly a day's worth in 1 cup, can force your kidneys into metabolic overdrive. When your body struggles to process this caloric tsunami, it triggers insulin spikes and inflammatory responses that put additional strain on already compromised kidney function. And their secret weapon? Hidden phosphates in the syrups and flavorings, as we mentioned, are a direct irritant to your kidneys. So why do we drink them? Because they're not called liquid cake. They're called coffees and teas, names we associate with a harmless and even great ritual. But let's be honest with ourselves. Those commercial ones aren't beverages. It's a dessert in disguise. So here's how you navigate the cafe safely. Your best choices are plain black coffee or unsweetened tea. If you need some sweetness, try a small amount of stevia or a splash of unsweetened plant milk. Also, have a damage control plan when at the coffee shop. Ask for half the syrup, skip the whipped cream, and swap dairy for a safer, unfortified plant-based milk. Hearing about all these hidden dangers can feel overwhelming, and that is exactly the point. This knowledge isn't meant to create fear, it's meant to hand you a map. Because once you know where the traps are, it's time to meet the powerful allies waiting to help you navigate to safety. Important reminder: while we're sharing what research shows about these beverages, everyone's kidney health is unique. If you have kidney disease, diabetes, heart conditions, or take medications, these recommendations might not apply to you. Always check with your healthcare team before making significant dietary changes. Your doctor knows your medical history and can give you personalized guidance that's safe for your specific situation. 4 best morning drinks to lower creatinine. 4. Ginger lemon water. We begin with a zesty combination that wakes up your system while actively supporting kidney health: ginger and fresh lemon water. Earlier, we exposed how commercial lemonade, with its added fructose, forces your liver to produce kidney-damaging uric acid. But strip away the sugar, and you reveal lemon's hidden superpower: Fresh lemon supplies citrate, a natural compound that acts like a gentle stone cleanser for your kidneys, while ginger provides gingerols that target the inflammatory pathways leading to kidney damage. This isn't about masking symptoms for seniors with creatinine concerns. It's about activating your body's own protective mechanisms. Research indicates that 4 ounces of fresh lemon juice daily can increase protective citrate levels in urine. The citrate binds to calcium in your urine, preventing the crystal formation that leads to painful kidney stones, a particular concern for those with high creatinine. Though most ginger research has been conducted in animal models, the anti-inflammatory properties show promise for kidney protection. To harness this protection, the ritual is comfortingly simple. Steep 1 to 2 thin slices of fresh ginger in hot water for 5 to 10 minutes, then add the juice of half a fresh lemon. No sweeteners, no shortcuts, no added sugars. This simple morning ritual delivers both immediate energy and long-term kidney protection. 3. Unsweetened green tea. Our third hero is an ancient beverage backed by stunning modern science. Unsweetened green tea. A major 2025 study tracking over 17,000 Americans with kidney disease discovered that regular tea drinkers, those having up to 4 cups daily, were 11% less likely to die from any cause compared to those who never drank tea. The power comes from a unique compound within the tea called EGCG. It works like a master regulator for your cells. On one hand, it acts as a firefighter, extinguishing the chronic inflammation that damages kidney tissue. On the other, it acts as a drill sergeant, activating your body's own frontline antioxidant defense systems. But perhaps the most compelling evidence comes from advanced statistical methods that can prove causation, not just correlation. In 2021, researchers used genetic variants as natural experiments to eliminate confounding factors when researching. The scientists confirmed that tea consumption truly causes better kidney health, rather than just being associated with it. But there's a simple secret to unlocking this full power. The key is to use hot, but not boiling, water, around 175 degrees Fahrenheit or 80 degrees Celsius, and steep for just 2 to 3 minutes. This simple technique extracts the protective compounds without releasing any bitterness. Here's the kidney-friendly rule for seniors. For every cup of tea or coffee, drink an additional half cup of plain water. Caffeine has mild diuretic effects, so this simple 1 to 0.5 ratio keeps you properly hydrated while maximizing the protective benefits. 2. Black coffee. Our next hero is one many of us already have in our kitchens, but we may not realize its full protective power. Simple black coffee. Compelling research shows it acts as a guardian on 2 critical fronts, significantly lowering the risk of CKD and helping to prevent painful kidney stones. It protects your kidneys in 2 distinct ways. First, its rich polyphenols form a protective shield around your kidney cells, defending them from the daily stress of inflammation. Second, the caffeine provides a gentle cleansing flow, increasing urine output to help flush out minerals before they have a chance to form stones. To keep this guardian on your side, moderation is key. 2 to 3 cups a day is the protective sweet spot. Note that the real threat isn't inside the coffee, it's what we add to it. The sugar and phosphate-rich creamers are what turn this guardian into a foe. The brewing method matters more than you think. A simple drip coffee, or French press, extracts the kidney protective polyphenols better than instant coffee. And here's something most people don't know. Letting your coffee cool slightly before drinking, to about 140 degrees Fahrenheit or 60 degrees Celsius, actually allows your body to absorb more of the beneficial compounds. For creaminess without the phosphorus load, try this barista trick. Froth unsweetened oat milk or coconut milk. They create the same creamy texture as dairy, but without the kidney-stressing phosphate additives found in most commercial creamers. 1. Plain water. The most powerful hero for seniors managing creatinine is not rare, it's not expensive. In fact, it's flowing right from your kitchen tap. A 2020 Cochrane review found that increasing water intake to produce at least 2 liters of urine daily can cut the risk of recurrent kidney stones by more than half. Though more studies are needed to confirm this benefit, it is promising. But the secret to water's power isn't just about flushing the system. It's about biochemistry. Your body produces a hormone called vasopressin that, when levels are high, puts constant damaging strain on your kidneys. Proper hydration acts like a master switch. It flips that hormone to the off position, relieving the pressure and allowing your kidneys to function in a calm, sustainable state. This hormonal switch explains a fascinating paradox. In the short term, dehydration actually forces your kidneys into an emergency overdrive mode. While this might seem helpful, it's like running an engine in the red. It can trigger long-term wear and tear. Drinking enough water takes your kidneys out of this damaging state and puts them into a protective preservation mode. So how do you harness this power? Aim for 8 to 10 cups, about 64 to 80 ounces, of water daily, adjusting based on your activity level and climate. You don't need to guess. Your body gives you a simple gauge: the color of your urine. Aim for a pale, straw-like color. And if plain water feels like a chore, turn it into a pleasure. A few slices of cucumber, a sprig of mint, or a squeeze of lemon can transform it. It's the simplest choice you can make, and as science has shown, it is by far the most profound. Water needs vary by individual. Those with heart failure or advanced kidney disease may need fluid restrictions. Always follow your doctor's guidance on daily fluid intake. Conclusion. So today, we've unmasked the 6 most common morning drink saboteurs that can worsen creatinine levels and armed you with 4 powerful, science-backed allies to fight back. But the ultimate lesson here isn't just a list of what to drink and what to avoid. It's about learning to look past the marketing label and start listening to the chemical story your body is telling you. That simple choice of what you put in your glass each morning is one of the most powerful forms of self-care you have. Remember, the choices we've discussed today are general guidelines based on scientific research. Your individual needs may be different, especially if you have existing health conditions. The most important step you can take for your kidney health is working with a qualified healthcare provider who knows your specific situation. They can help you create a plan that's right for you. We want to thank you for being here, for listening, for having the courage to embark on this journey of discovering what truly benefits your health. A journey that isn't easy but is worth more than anything else. Hit the bell icon and turn on all notifications so you never miss a life-saving video. The sooner you spot kidney issues, the more you can do to keep things under control. If you're unsure about your kidney health and haven't been in a good shape recently, check out the video on the screen. Here, we cover all the possible symptoms, helping you spot kidney failure and take action effectively if needed. See you there. Stay informed, stay healthy.